Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. My name's David Thorne from Thorne Web Design. Today we're going to be talking about Joomla and how to create menu items on a navigation bar, menu modules, and a brief look into how the two interact with one another and any additional information which you might need to know. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to be using as an example is the standard template which Joomla provides you, and also then with the default data, the default information that it provides on it. So it's just a new installation within all of the basic content which is there, which every single Joomla zip file comes with if you use that option. Okay, which experience do you need in order to be able to do this? Do you need to know any programming languages? Do you need to know any scripting languages or anything like that? Okay, really you don't need to know any development. Okay, any PHP, JavaScript, whatever. And if you don't even know what the things I'm talking about right now, perfect. Okay, you don't need to know what they are. The main thing what you do need to know how to do, okay, is how to navigate to the web page which you've got. You need to have Joomla pre-installed, okay, and I've already got a YouTube video about installing Joomla onto a remote server. Okay, installing it onto the remote server is kind of the same as installing it on a local machine. Okay, there's a couple of small differences, but really the ethics behind it are the same. Okay, so if you haven't done that already, then I suggest you pop away and check out how to install Joomla and how to download it and install it and upload it and so on, get it configured. Okay, once you're at that stage, then you can pop back to this video, okay, and we can begin. Why have I picked menu items first of all as the first thing to talk about? Well, the website's all well and good with having content, but if you can't make the links to show the content, then it's really defeats the object of making the article. Okay, therefore let's first of all learn how to create the menu items, and then we'll create the content later. Alright, so okay, so we're on our main home page, and what we're the aim of this lesson is to add an additional menu item just after the joomla.org. Okay, and we're going to call this Joomla test. Okay, and then what we're going to do after that is we're then going to make another menu module, okay, that sits above this about Joomla, okay, and then with a couple of menu items beneath it. And so then when you click on this button here, it's going to show this menu here in addition to these other two, and so on, and then other links. Alright, so that's the aim of this lesson today. Okay, so where do we begin? Well, the best place to begin is inside of the administration element of the website. So all we're going to do is just going to copy this and paste this, so we've got another instance of it, and then after your URL, the .com, the .de, the .co.uk, or whatever your domain registrar is, place a / and then administrator. Okay, and then just press enter. Now if you're the main administrator of the website, or you have administrative rights, then you just need to log in with your username, okay, and your password to gain access to the administration. If you don't have access, then just ask the administrator of the website or the owner of the website to give you access, if permitted, obviously. Okay, so for the time being, there's not really much here on this page that we really need to worry about. Okay, menu manager, yes. Okay, and then we're going to have to add a new article anyway, but there's enough example content there to use. So really, I did say that we don't have to worry about making the content, but that's kind of a bit of a catch-22 situation at times. So what we're going to do first of all is go under content, and just if you haven't done this before, then just bear with me and follow the steps which I'm doing right now. Okay, so over content, article manager, and then add new article. Okay, and in here all we're going to type, okay, is default article. Alright, now in the alias you don't have to type this because it will do it by default for you when you save it, but I'm just going to do it anyway. Okay, category, we'll just leave it as uncategorized. We'll leave it as published, and then public. Set permissions we're going to leave, featured no, language we're going to leave as all, and we have to write some text in here. Text for default article. Okay, now that's pretty much everything which we need just for the sake of doing this first of all. So we're going to press save and close. That's going to exit out of this, and we need to remember default article. Okay, now just for the sake of being able to find it once again, we said that we put it under uncategorized. So to find the article, go on content, article manager, click on there, then list down all of the articles in alphabetical order. So you can either go down and find it through alphabetical order, and it's here. Okay, or otherwise you can search by category, which we put it under uncategorized. That refreshes, and then we get it here. Alright, and then also, or you can then naturally just change this back to select category. We can then type in here, press default and click search, or press enter, then it comes up with default article, and so on. So just whilst we're here, that's the name of it which we gave in the title, then the alias is what comes here, then the status is whether it's published or unpublished, and with a green tick we can see it's published. By clicking on the green tick, it will then flip over to this red circle like thing, and then that's unpublished. Okay, featured once again, you can click on that, it will then go to the star, click it again, the star will go away. Category shows which category it's in. Order just says, well, it's the only article, so it's not going to get ordered. Public is the access. There's also special or then registered. Okay, created by the super user, that's the person which I'm logged in as. Alright, the dates and how many hits, the language is all, okay, and then the database ID. Alright, now if we want to delete this, just check the checkbox, okay, and come over here and do trash. Now just be advised on this, when you go into trash, it's not actually deleted, you actually have to empty trash to delete it. So it's like going in a recycle bin. Okay, anyway, enough of that. Okay, so now we have our default article which we can use. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the menu item to the actual navigation bar itself. So we're going to place the menu item just here. Okay, so next thing we need to do is come to menus. Okay, now for the sake and purposes of this video, we're using obviously the default template, the BES 5 I believe it is. Let's have a check. Okay, to check first of all which template you're using, because that is important and it's going to become more apparent shortly when we want to start looking at positions. Okay, so we click on template manager, yep, sorry. Okay, and we can see here that we've got under sites, okay, this is the location, we've got a little star over here that says it's the default one. So if it's on the landing page, it will always go on the default one. Okay, and we see we've got the BES 20. Okay, so it wasn't the BES 5. Okay, now just for the sake of this, let's say that we wanted to have the BES 5. We come back to our website and refresh. We then get the fruity one. Okay, but I don't want that one. All right, I want to keep it as the BES 21 here. Okay, so we come back to here, just refresh it just to check everything's fine. Okay, so the next thing which we need to do is we need to know which menu that we're going to place it under. Now here we have home, sample sites and Joomla.org. They're the three main menu items which we have. These are level 1 menu items. Okay, so over here we then have a whole list of menu items. So what we can do is come to the menu manager, see which menus we've got, and then over here you can see then which pages are actually on there. Okay, now sitemap, this site's menu example, so you can come over here and see sitemap, site samples and example pages and so on. So that's not the one that we want, and then but I'm pretty certain that it's the top one. There it is, because I kind of know it already, but it's the top one here, sample sites and Joomla.org. So that's the one that we're going to place it under. Alright, now let's talk about this page very, very quickly. Okay, so we've got the name of all the three items: home, sample sites and Joomla.org. That then coincides, let's get rid of this page. That coincides with the three names on the navigation bar itself. Okay, so whatever you type in, that's the name that's going to appear. Okay, so the next thing which we have is then the status. So it says that it's published, and if we click on it, so let's click on the sample sites green arrow, or the arrow, just to say it's unpublished. We then come back over to our web page, press refresh. We see that the page is now gone. Okay, and you won't be able to access this now. You will get an error if you do try and access the direct URL, but it's now not available. Okay, so let's come back and let's republish it again, or publish it again. Okay, the next thing, we've got some ordering. We've got a down arrow, an up, a down and an up, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, these are all level 1 pages. Okay, because they fall underneath. If we go inside first of all, we can see that home is not a sub item or a child item of any other menu. Okay, now for example, articles is a child article or a child menu item of sitemap. Therefore that's level 2. Okay, level 0 is the main menu root itself. Okay, it actually doesn't exist as a page. That is classed as Joomla. Okay, is level 0. That is the Joomla framework. And then level 1 is any page after that. Okay, so your home page is on level 1 potentially, unless you change it otherwise, which can be done. Okay, so that's what we need to basically understand. So let's just close this down. Is that these are all level 1 pages. Okay, now if we then wanted to move sample sites underneath home, okay, what we could do is come under sample sites, click in here. Okay, then you have parent item, and as you can see here, you have menu item root. Okay, and underneath you see, because these are the two the other menu items which are within inside of this one menu module itself. Okay, then that's where it sits under. Okay, so let's place this sample sites under home. Okay, and let's just leave it at home and then click save. Okay, and we're going to click save and close. Okay, now you can see that this now sits under home. Okay, this now becomes, because we can see this like pipe sign and big dash sign, this is now a level 2 menu item. Okay, because it's now a child item of home. And if we come back to our main web page and we refresh it, we still see that it's gone. Now that basically it's not there because these are only showing level 1 items, because that's the way the menu module, which we're going to come to soon, okay, has been configured. Okay, so if we then had Joomla, which will place Joomla underneath the home as well, so let's come into Joomla, okay, and then click on the parent item and place on home as well, and we can press save and close. Now we've got both underneath it. Now this ordering becomes more apparent. Okay, so the home is got ordering of number 1 because that's the main item. Because it's a level 1 item, it keeps it's the first item on the list. Okay, now the secondary level 1 item which was in the beginning was sample sites, then had position 2, because that was then the next item down. That is also its own parent item to any of its children sub-menu items that it has. So home is a child menu item of the menu item root. Okay, but it's on level 1. Home has 2 children menu items, therefore home is a parent item as well. Now underneath that, the items underneath home can be ordered. Now that's basically meaning that sample sites is always shown first, Joomla.org is shown second. Okay, now if we want to change the ordering, we can do it in 2 methods. We can either click the move up button, or we can click the move down. Okay, so we click the move up button, and we see now that Joomla.org menu item moves up to have the priority of 1, and sample sites has the priority of 2. So anytime these links will be displayed, Joomla.org will be showed first, and sample sites will be showed second. Now if you want to change it around manually, I don't suggest you do this. Then you can just change the numbers. Okay, and then actually I never even done it that way. No, you can't really. Okay, well that buggers it up completely, really, doesn't it? Actually, that's because I ordered it the other way, like that. So okay, so it has changed round. But what we're going to do is we're going to place sample sites back. Okay, what we can also do to move these around, as you've seen before, I went inside sample sites. I then changed this back to, well, I changed it to home, but I'm going to change it back to menu item root. I'm then going to press save and close. Okay, and now it moves as a second item under menu item root. So now home is the first item under menu item root. Sample sites is the second item under menu item root. Okay, now if I want to move Joomla.org page to be underneath sample sites, what we can also do is scroll down very slightly. So first of all we select the page that we want to do something with, and we can say here set access level. We're not going to touch that at the moment, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, and language as well, and we've got select menu or parent for move copy. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down and find this item which we've got. We're moving Joomla.org wherever you are. Okay, so we want to add to this menu, yeah? Okay, because we want to move it to the main top menu. Okay, and we're going to move. So we then press process. So what we're saying is Joomla.org, I want to move you to this menu. At the moment, it sits underneath home, okay, but we want to move it to this menu. So we press process, and as you can see now, it moves it to there. Now if we want to move both of these underneath home to be child items at home, all we do is come here and we find the menu that we're on, okay, and which is the top menu, and then we can say home, okay, and then we can say process, and so on. Okay, so let's change that back and let's move it back down to where they were. Process. Okay, so now let's talk about actually adding a menu item. Alright, so what we need to do to add a menu item, you come to menus, come to the menu which you want to add an item to, and then click add new menu item. Now in addition to doing it that way, alright, or another method to do it is just do menu item, and yeah, okay, sorry, you just come to the menu itself like that, then you can click new here. Okay, so now we can see that we're on the top menu here. Okay, that's the menu that we're choosing, and we can just click new. Okay, that then comes to this form. Now, in order to put a menu item onto the page itself, the menu item needs to be defined to which type it's going to use, because it's a content management system. Now, there's many different types of pages which you can use. Therefore, you have to declare which type of page it's going to be. Now, it's very, very simple. You just click the select button. Okay, and now it gives you all of the different varieties of pages which you can use. Now, the only one thing that we're really going to concentrate on at the moment is under the articles component. Okay, these are components. This is the newsfeed component, the smart search, the search, the users manager component, the wrapper component, system links, and web links. They are components. Okay. Now, what we're going to concentrate on is single article. Okay, so we're going to click that. That then goes away. The page will refresh, and you will see the menu type appear in the menu item type input box. Now, the menu title is the title which is going to be displayed in the content management system, not on the actual page unless you tell it to do so. Okay, so we're going to say David's article. Oh no, it's menu item. We just said test Joomla, which is what you said. Okay, but this is going to be the actual. Sorry, I was getting confused then with the article. This is the menu item which is going to display. Okay, so whatever you type in here is the thing that's going to display. Okay, now the alias. Let's talk about the alias very quickly. Okay. Now, when we click on Getting Started here, it's just any random button. What we can see up here is that we're on the actual root page at the moment. Okay, so we're not seeing any index.php or any / yada 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 and so on. So when we go over Getting Started, what we can see that comes up is then index.php / Getting Started. Okay, now that's exactly the same thing, but all spaces have been removed and replaced with a dash, and all uppercase letters have been reduced to lowercase letters. So it's the exact same title here used, but all lowercase and no spaces. Okay, so it's URL friendly. Okay, so that's what you have to take into account. The name which you give it as an alias, okay, needs to really represent something which makes sense in the URL. So you can kind of read the URL, and it's like a story of knowing, okay, it's on the cars page, and then it's BMW, and then it's 520, and then it's the 520 SE blue, black, or whatever, and so on. Okay, so if you change this to got a new page here for something, it means nothing at all. Okay, so let's just leave it like that for the time being. We'll change it back. Okay, the note is purely for you to make a note. Now the link here is a read-only input box, so you can't change it. Okay, but this is the actual the CMS URL which this URL will be translated to. Okay, and then the status published, which you can keep it published, but I would make, if you're going to create an article and be doing it in development still, I would either set the access level to special, okay, or set it to unpublished so other people can't see it. Okay, menu location then says which menu itself you're going to use. For the time being, just select top. Okay, and we're going to talk about the menu location a little bit later. Okay, parent item, we've already spoke about this. Which one is it going to go into? Okay, so this one's going to go on the main navigation, and so menu item root is where it's going to go. Okay, under the top menu. All right. Now, target window is whether this opens up in the same window itself, a new window with navigation, new window without navigation. Okay, is it the default page? No, it's not. That's basically, is it the home page? Is it the landing page? Okay, language we can just set to English at the moment. We'll just put all, and template we're going to leave that for now. Okay, the next thing with an article, what we need to do is actually select the article which we want it to display. Now, if you choose the menu item type of single article, you can't save it without choosing an article. Okay, so all you got to do is click the select change, come into here. Now we made the default article, okay, and we placed it under the category of uncategorized. So we can just reload this, and as we can see, it's here. Now all you have to do at this moment is then click the default article, the page goes away, and we see default article here. Okay, so we're not going to do any more steps at the moment, we're just going to press save. Okay, that's good, it's all been saved now, and we can see menu item successfully saved. We're going to come back to our page here, press refresh, and we see test Joomla. Let's click on this. Okay, so we got an error has occurred, the page requested cannot be found. Okay, that is because I have no idea. Okay, let's go to home. Crazy. Okay, I'm going to quickly pause and have a check why that's doing that. Okay, as discussed previously, I had to change pages a little bit to find where the problem was. It was very, very simple. We'd made the page properly, but when we were playing around with the article, I left it at unpublished. So there we see. When you leave it at unpublished, you're going to get this, hey, I have no idea where this page is. Alright? So when you click the status button again, it then puts it to published. Okay, to do this from within inside of the article, let's first of all set it back to the red dot, go inside of the article itself, okay, and then change it to published. Okay, then click save and close. Now, in order to find the article once again, we go to Content, Article Manager, then we can use the filter function, then press search, or we can use the select category, which was then uncategorized. So let's clear that search, and then we come to here. Okay, so that's where the problem was with that, and we can refresh the page now, and now we can see default article, and the title comes up there as we expected, and we get some other, and we get the text, so test text for default article. Okay, so that's for the time being. That's the menu, and I made a quick other item just to test to see whether I did something wrong on that. So let's trash this. Okay, let's just talk about deleting menu items now, because this is also an important factor. Okay, so now let's click on the checkbox by David, and then click on trash. This will then delete it. Now, as you can see here, it's now gone, and it looks like it's gone, but it's not. Okay, so let's come to the main page, refresh it, and we see David's gone. Fantastic. But, okay, we want select status, and then trashed. We now see that David is still there. It's just been set to trashed rather than to unpublished. Okay, so what we got to do is select this and then empty trash. Okay, and then that's what happens there. Then we know it's then gone. Okay, so then we just make sure we come back to here, set these back to normal. Okay, and then we've got the item. So now we've got our test Joomla page. Now, as you can see up here, the URL which we gave it has got a new page here for something. Okay, now that's all well and good, but for test Joomla and for this article, does that really go together? Well, having a title saying default article and having that makes no sense whatsoever. But let's just say, for example, that we're going to make our article talk about, so we're going to come here and we're going to give it the title of creating a new Joomla menu item. Okay, and if we just delete this default article and just click save, okay, and when we come back over to here, if we, without refreshing the page, we click on here, we're gonna get the same one because it's still saved out. That's a bit crazy. Okay, because that needs to be save and close. This at the moment is lingering in the cache. Okay, so if we come back to here, we can still see got a new page here for something at the bottom, down the bottom here, and we click on it, we still see this, although we see that the alias has actually changed. Okay, this has everything to do with the cache on the site. Now the way to fix this is to come over to here to say maintenance clear cache. Right, now we can there's no purge cache. Okay, it doesn't seem to be anything cached at the moment. Okay, I'm guessing that's possibly Firefox that's doing that. We're just gonna refresh it a little bit. Right, that's still doing it. Okay, so if we come to the main menu, this sometimes can be a problem. Ah, look, it didn't say. Ah, yes, of course. Silly me. Okay, so that's because it's here. Alright, now the alias on the other page, which is what we made as the default article. Right, so the article which we made was creating a new Joomla menu item. Okay, so now let's say, for example, that this test Joomla was about, you know, tutorials. Okay, and we call it Joomla tutorials. Alright, now we click save. So that's the menu item itself we changed the alias to. Now the other alias to the article was created new Joomla menu items or something like that. So let's just come back to home. Now we've got tutorials as the main menu item, which I changed it to. Now let's click the tutorials, and up here we see that we've got Joomla-tutorials now. Now if we click on the created a new Joomla menu item, we come back to this page basically, because this isn't a menu item. Okay, but then if we then made a sub menu of this one, and we placed new, and we press select here, we can do select article once again, and we're going to do menu items. Okay, so we're going to leave that and just make it called menu item. So it's got under tutorials, then it's going to say menu items. The alias by default is going to take this here and put it all to lowercase and remove all spaces by a dash. Okay, now published access is to public, menu location is top, target window, and so on is fine. Select article, we click the select and change. Then we're going to go to the uncategorized ones to pick my creating a new Joomla menu item one. Okay, we're then going to click save and close. Okay, so now what we've got is basically two items here. Alright, one is tutorials and one is menu items. Now I want to have this menu items underneath tutorials first of all, so we need to do that. So let's come back to the administration. So we're on menus, under top, because that's the menu item. Then I'm going to take the menu items and I'm going to move it underneath tutorials. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to find the item which I want. I'm going to select tutorials. I'm then going to make sure that the move radio button is selected, and process. Now it sits under there. Okay, sorry, I just had to have a drink very quickly. Okay, so now when we come to our menu page, we press refresh and we see it's going to get a problem now because it can't find that page, which is correct. Okay, but tutorials is there. Okay, and then we've got, it was, whoops, / menu items. Okay, so we do this, we now get the page that we want. So we see that Joomla-tutorials is this one, and we know the child element is menu items, so we can get directly there just by using the URL, which is cool. Now, what if we want to have a menu over here? This is where it becomes even more clever. Okay, so first of all, what we need to do, okay, is we need to come over to Module Manager. We need to actually make a module first of all, so as we can then tell the module which menu to use. Okay, so it's kind of back to front. You have to make the menu first of all, and then place it on a module, and then make the module, and then find the menu. So it's all a little bit back to front. So we just click New, and then we're going to come to Menu here, so that it says that that this module displays a menu on the front end. Okay, so we click Menu. Okay, we're going to give the menu a name, and this menu is going to be Tutorials. Okay, this is the actual menu module which we're making. Alright, so when I say menu module, I mean this thing here. Okay, that title is going to go there. Alright, and then the items are going to come underneath it. Okay, this isn't actually going to be a link, it's just a title. It's the name of the actual module itself. Okay, show title, we're going to say show. Now position. Now you might be asking, well, how can I find out which position this is in? Okay, tricky question. Okay, you can either come and read all the HTML code if you know how to do that. Okay, now I'm making the assumption you don't know how to do that. Okay, so we're going to leave that alone. Now if you do know how to read the HTML code, you do know a little bit about templates, then it's going to be easy for you. Okay, but what if you don't? Okay, the only thing which you need to learn how to do, okay, is first of all you have to go, right, let me show you what it does first of all. The Joomla can output the different positions on the page for you. Okay, and all you have to do is go to the page and type in the website / TP equals 1. Okay, and this will then show you all the positions. Now it's a bit bad with the colors, okay, but this one says position -0 none outline. Okay, and this one says, then zoom in, this one says position -2 none outline, position -7, position -12, position -6, 8. Okay, so the one that we're really concerned about is position -7. Okay, that's what we're concerned about. That's where we want to place our menu module. Alright, this will become more apparent in a second. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to say, well, we're on the B's 20 templates. Okay, and we want to find position 7. Okay, so let's put all to the page and find position 7, and there we can see Bez 20 left top. That's what it's called. Okay, so we're going to click that. Now we've got this position here. Now we've also got ordering, which is like a massive long list of stuff, and then we start publishing. Okay, that's the day that it's actually going to go online. Finish publishing is the day it's going to come off. Language is just the languages. No, it's just for you. Okay, and over here, okay, then down here is got relevance as well, and then but over here is huge more relevance. Is we need to tell it which menu are you actually going to list out. Alright, and we're going to say top. Alright, and we're going to say start at level 1. Well, actually we're not going to start at level 1, we're going to start at level 2. Okay, because we want the sub items of tutorials, so we want the sub items of tutorials to display here, and we don't want tutorials to display here. Okay, because you click on tutorials and then you would then see the sub menu items of tutorials. So we're going to say start level 2, and end level, well, we're going to say 3. Okay, so I only want to see one set of child elements, okay, plus then their child element. So each child element can have one child element only, okay, to a maximum of one additional level. Show sub-menu items, we need to say yes. Okay. Now advanced options menu, this is all really for people that do like HTML and CSS and so on, so we're going to leave that for now. If you do know about HTML, then you've got the different things which you can do for the HTML. Okay, so let's click save, or click save for now. Okay, so that bit's saved. Now down here then says basically all the different menus that we have. Okay, when we come up here under menus, they're all the different menus which we have. Now we can see that you've got module assignment on all pages. That's going to lock all of this out and not allow you to change anything, because it's just going to select everything. Now we don't want it on every single page, we just want it on only on the pages selected. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to clear selection, and then we can see that none of these pages are selected anymore. And we're going to go to top, and we're going to say, well, I want that menu to be shown on tutorials when I click on that, and also menu items. So we want to know that that menu is actually displayed when we're on menu items as well. So let's click save. Okay, actually, and we're pretty much done here. Alright, so we're just saying this module is only going to display when tutorials is active and menu items is active. Okay, ordering. Now we've got basically all the different ones here that come up, that fall under it. So let's come to here and we see we've got, let's get rid of this. So we've got this site, login form, and a whole bunch of other modules that are available there to be shown. Okay, so we're saying order in one, tutorials is the first one. Yeah. Okay, so let's save and close. So that's the menu module done. Next thing we need to do is, well, if we come over to the top one, okay, we need to come to menus here. So under menus we go to menu manager, takes you then to the menus page. We then come to top, okay, and oops, sorry. We then highlight the top. Well, we check the checkbox for top, and then come over to here and say edit. All right. Wrong, sorry, wrong. Oh no, it's the other way around, sorry. The menu module knows which menu it's going to display, okay? So the menu is just something there. Now, if we come over to here and click on tutorials, okay, we now get the tutorials menu available, okay? So we get the menu items underneath. Now as you can see here, we clicked on tutorials to talk about the URL a little bit further. We now get index.php/Joomla-tutorials, okay? And then when we click on menu items, we're then going to get Joomla-tutorials/menu items. So it tells a little story, okay? Now at the moment when I click on tutorials, it doesn't really, it takes you to creating a new Joomla menu item, but that's actually the page which we want here. So really, when you click on that, I want it to go to here, alright, rather than having to then come to here. So what we're going to do is we're going to make tutorials an alias for this one, okay? So it doesn't actually have a page, it just points to this one. So what we're going to do is come into the top. So the way to get to the item would then be menus, top, come to tutorials, click on tutorials, and then click, at the moment we're as select article, we don't want that as a menu item type anymore, so let's click select, and then we're going to come down all the way to here, system links, and we're going to choose menu item alias. Okay, so let's read this here. Leave the alias field empty if the menu item alias and the menu item linked to by the alias have the same parents. Okay, well, they don't have the same parent. Okay, they'd have different parents. So we're gonna leave that the way it is. Okay, we're gonna leave everything else the way it is here, right? But we're just gonna choose the the alias which we want to use, which our alias is menu items. Okay, so let's click save. Come back to here. Let's just click Joomla.org for the sake of clicking Joomla.org. If that's actually going to load. There we go. Okay, let's click tutorials. Now, as we can see here, when we click tutorials, it jumps straight to Joomla-tutorials/menu items. And also we can see that menu items is now in bold. Alright, whereas before menu items wasn't in bold until we clicked on it. Alright, so it means now that tutorials potentially actually isn't a page, it's just an alias for menu items. Alright, so it's a clever little trick to do. Okay, but as you can see here, we have menu items here, so we need to change. Why did that display? Okay, that's because why is that displaying there then? Did I change module manager? Okay, yeah, I know why. Because it's no, that doesn't make sense. Okay, let's go to the top. Okay, so we need to fix this, so we're going to go to extensions and module manager, and I believe we can find out which menu this is on. Okay, this is a position of, oh yeah, okay, we can do this simple. Okay, it's just doing select position, so we're on position 2, which this one is. So we want to once again come to our TP equals 1 to see which position it is. Oh, no question mark there. Sometimes I really hate Firefox. There it is. Okay, so we've got position 0, the way it seems. Okay, why has that not got a position then? Doesn't make sense. Okay, let me just find it quickly. Okay, sorry, the quickest way, I had a little bit of a brain freeze then. If we come to menus and then menu manager, okay, and you come to see here top, and you can see that the menu type is equal to top. Okay, so this is the module which we're searching for. Alright, now we can see it's under position 1 and position 7. Alright, so potentially we're either looking for position 1 or top. Now we come to extensions, module manager, and I've also just used the filter function to find top, but we see position 1, okay, is where we were. So we could clear the filter and come to position 1, would then give us the one that we want. Now let's come in here, let's have a look. Okay, so show menus, that's fine. Why is that displaying there? That's okay. Then that's we can remedy this by basically saying n level 1. Okay, so we can actually set this top one to n level 1, and then it will go away. So basically, when it was made, it's there to have the functionality with CSS to be able to have sub-menu items, but that got remedied. All right. So really, you need to understand that the level system to know that the sub-menu items are then on level 2 and level 3 and 4, which is the parent item. Okay. and so on. Alright, so just to talk about showing these positions, okay, the question mark TP equals 1. Now, you're probably going to be sat there trying to do this and it's not working, alright? And you're probably banging your head going, wait a minute, it's not working. Well, I did in the beginning tell you I was going to show you how to do it, okay, and now I'm going to show you how to do it. So if you did have the patience to wait for me to tell you, well done. If you've already left this video and you're not listening to me right now, well, you should have waited till I was going to tell you how to do it. Okay, so what we're going to do is come to extensions, okay, and then template manager. Once we're on template manager, all we're going to do is click on options, okay, and on here preview module positions is then enabled. All you got to do is then set it to enabled, click save, okay, then you can use this functionality of TP, but you have got to have the question mark there as well, okay, and also the / after the .com. So if we then put question mark TP equals 0, it would turn it off. It's simple binary, 1 being on, 0 being off. Okay, so that's there. But you really want to, in development stage, you can turn it on, but once the website's live, then just switch it off again. So we're going to do disabled now, okay, and just click save and close. Okay, so what we've talked about is how to make a navigation item, how to make a new module, and so on, a menu module, how to add the sub-menu item, and so on, and yeah, I think, and also then about the URL. I think that's a brief overview of how to use the menus and how to add and create a menu, and so on. There are a whole different bunch of other menu item types which you can venture into testing. Okay, my advice is just test them. Okay, learn how to make the module. Right, so you need to potentially make the menu item first of all. Okay, then you go and make the module. Okay, and then you assign the module to the menu. Okay. And then you can then add all of the articles on there and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to wrap this video tutorial up here. There's probably a lot more other things which I could talk about, but we'll leave it there. In some of the other tutorials, when we're making things, you're going to see me using the other functionalities all the time, but it's one of them things which you've really just got to test yourself and learn how to do. Okay. Alright, well that's it. My name's David Thorne. I'm very happy that you're listening to me about this. It's been a lot of pleasure telling you about it, and I'm looking forward to doing the next one. Okay, so if you want to subscribe to me, feel free to. If you want to send me a message with any feedback about the tutorial, did I miss something? Is there anything which I could have done better? Was anything misleading? Have I done anything wrong? Okay, I'm open to feedback. Alright, constructive criticism and bad feedback or whatever. I'm always open for it. Okay, I'm always looking to better myself. Yeah, if there is anything which you think which I could do as well, which is out there, then just send me a personal message with a brief description of what it is that you want, and so on. One-liners, yeah, okay, but just a few lines of what it is that you want, alright, and how to do it. Okay, and I'll review it and see whether I can do it, or see whether I can find another video out there that might suit your needs, so I don't have to make it. Okay, that's it. Come and visit me at facebook.com/Thorne Design if you've got any questions, and yeah, then I'm there on YouTube. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I wish you a nice evening, and goodbye.